The All-Star game has not been Henry Aaron's bag. Ball one. He's played in a lot of them, but he's hit only 175. He's had 10 hits, and they've all been singles. Tonight he wants his first extra base All-Star hit. Strike. Something else he wants is to break Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. He is 98 behind Babe Ruth. His knee holds up, but his health continues good. He might have a chance. One ball, one strike. You know, it's odd, Tony. He's fourth of all time in extra base hits in baseball, and he can't get an extra base hit in an All-Star game, as many as he's played in. 2 down, nobody on. Third inning, the National League ahead, 2-0. That one had something on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mentioned that bad knee of Henry Aaron. He's had fluid drained off the knee something like 8 times, he was telling me, since spring training. Puffs up. He's got to get out of the lineup. It starts hurting him too much.
A high fly ball. The wind carrying that one out. And it is gone in the upper deck. Henry Aaron gets his first extra base hit, his first All-Star homer, and 2 right-handed batters have hit home runs to the opposite field off Vida Blue.
Blue did not make a bad pitch, it didn't look like. The ball looked like it was almost by Henry. He just kind of waved at the ball. Just
remember, Harry Walker once managed and coached Roberto Clemente.
All right, Henry Aaron has been called out on strikes and flied out. No matter what you call it. Hammering Hank. Hank the Hammer. Bad Henry. These bad news at home plate to an opposing pitcher. He and Perry, of course, opposed each other many times. Perry most of his career in the National League. Cedeno is quite a base stealer. He's at first. 2 down. 1-0. The American League ahead. It's the last of the 6th inning.
See Perry shaking off his young catcher, Carlton Fisk.
There's a drive in the deep left. Way back, way back. It is good, a home run.
Of Detroit. Dale Murphy fouls the first pitch back. 0-1.
It's great to see and hear a Gary Carter. He's all class. As Earl said earlier, spoke French today at the commissioner's luncheon. And right now, you've got to give him, if it ends this way, the MVP. Earl, do you agree?
Yes, I do. I have to agree with that. His speech in English, too, was outstanding at the
It was.
lunch.
Oh, the big goose. The old goose is warming up. Terrifies you with the look of him.
1-1 to Murphy is inside. 2-1 the count. Candlestick Garb.
One thing about Gossage, the American Leaguers have had a look at him when he was with the Yankees.
Good point.
But not in this ballpark, Earl.
No.
On a night like tonight, you don't want to face the goose.
Still a lot of daylight.
I'm just saying, it's starting to get a little chilly. 2-2. If you're going to face Gossage, it might as well be 85, 90 degrees.
But you wouldn't believe me. You drive 30 miles south of here.
And you can go swimming right now.
Well, what Al means
I convinced you.
in weather like this, there's a lot of bees in the bats.
In the air to deep left field. This one may be out of here, and Murphy's hit a home run. Boy, does he love this ballpark.
It was so easy. He just reached out. So easy. And again, I say, every time I'm in the ballpark, this guy wears the ball out.
Smith with 29 saves for Baltimore. McGriff fouls it off. Well, Cito has played it according to plan. He's got his closer in there.
And Fragosi's got his man too, Bob.
Fragosi trying to stave off the 7th consecutive National League defeat. 1 on, 1 out, the 0-1 pitch. Smith's 29 saves leads the American League by 10. Rick Aguilera has 19. He's second best.
But Bob, you must wonder at age 36, can he keep this up for an entire season? And Baltimore's going to need him down the stretch if we play the entire season. So that's something you have to be aware of if you're the Orioles.
The 0-2 to McGriff. Orioles, of course, right there with the Yankees in the East. Cleveland and Chicago close in the Central. White Sox have won 6 straight. With the possibility of a strike looming, the series right after the break between Cleveland and Chicago takes on urgency. Players remember the split season of '81. Don't know when the season might resume. That'll make the seats, as Mike Hargrove, the Indian manager, said, we've got to play all these games as if it was September. You might see some strange things.
Absolutely.
Guys going on 3 days rest and whatever else as the strike date looms.
And that's been much of the talk here, along with all of the celebrating that's gone on with the All-Star game.
I'm a little bit surprised that Biggio doesn't take second base because they're not holding him on and he could at least stay out of the double play. Will Clark way behind him, and Biggio's very good base stealer.
There he goes. And the ball is skied to left center field. Lofton goes back. Lofton to the fence. She's gone! When McGriff crosses, it's tied at 7.
Hard to play with his fastball. Best pitch is his changeup by far. He will mix in an occasional breaking ball, but very rarely will he come inside where he can be hurt by the hitter. He'll come inside off the plate to set up that outside corner.
First at bat of the night for Javy Lopez. Batting in the spot vacated by Mike Piazza, who was 0 for 1 with a walk. And the numbers for Lopez: he's driven home 42, hit the 14 home runs, and got a full swing there, 1-1. You know, I don't think it's any surprise that a guy like Blauser gets the first hit. Lopez steps in there the first time. He goes up there pumping, gets a good swing. These Atlanta Braves players are used to playing in the spotlight games. And the nerves can't be as much of a factor for that swing. Strike 2. As it would for, say, a guy like Rosado.
The changeup is his out pitch, as we mentioned. He throws that big curveball to left-handers, a little tighter when more like a slider to right-handers. Try to run it in on their hands off the plate. But he lives on that outside corner.
Two balls, 2 strikes, and that's hit well. Is it fair? If it's fair, it's gone, and we're tied. It is fair. And it's a 1-1 game in the 7th.
Some of those old Negro Leaguers, Buck O'Neill perhaps foremost among them, spin the greatest yarns, have the greatest appreciation for the game. If you're ever in Kansas City and have a chance to drop by the Negro League Museum there, it's a wonderful way to spend a day if you're a baseball fan.
Some of my greatest moments, Bob, were the times that I was able to sit and listen to Satchel Paige before he passed away, talking about the Negro Leagues. They do have some great stories to tell.
Chipper Jones had a single his first time up. Baldwin's 2-0 pitch. Hit in the air toward the gap in left center field and carrying pretty well, and this ball is gone. Hometown hero ties it at 1.
Bob, I believe that most
Mike,
hitters
I mean,
now
these guys
are
are competitors or winners. You ever go against them in spring training? I mean, they don't want to lose. And I think both of them are really talking about the pride of the league. I do think home field is an extra edge, but I think if you're playing this thing with nobody watching, these two guys are going to manage it hard.
And certainly puts a little more pressure on the manager. Were you yourself in favor of the change to have a home field advantage be determined by this game?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I think home field is a significant advantage. I'm not sure if winning the All-Star game is the best way, but anything that adds to the competition feel, the competitive feel here, is really good, and it helps the manager because they're trying to promote, let's get serious, this is not an exhibition.
I know you're never afraid to protect your players, but when was the last time in an All-Star game you saw a manager come out and argue a play like Socha did?
Well, that's a good example. You know, Mike, I mean, he wants to win this game, and I guarantee if it had been vice versa, Dusty would be out there. I mean, these two guys are great competitors. I think it adds a lot to the flavor of this game.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Joe, Tim?
Steve, thanks, and thanks to Tony La Russa. Remember last year when Tony La Russa and Dusty Baker got into a mini war of words during the NLCS, and I think as a gesture of goodwill, as you look at Socha talking to Tim McClellan about that play when they awarded for foul home plate on that ball with a spectator interference down the left field line. Dusty Baker wanted Tony La Russa on his staff as Andruw Jones reaches, gets it, hits it, goodbye. Home run, Andruw Jones. And it's 6-3 National League. Impressive piece of hitting by Andruw Jones.
Andruw Jones hitting a ball where even he couldn't catch it. Watching him take batting practice tonight, Joe, I don't think any player on either side can hook the ball into that left center field gap any better than Andruw Jones. The reason for that, I believe, his arms are so long. And
rights to be here tonight. The suspension does not cover games other than the quote-unquote involved in the championship season, which is what the Rangers are fighting for down in Texas. Rangers are going to lose their top starter, Kenny Rogers, for a period of time. They've appealed the suspension, which, as I mentioned, was 20 games. The problem with Rogers was it was a couple of weeks after he lost control of himself and punched a water cooler down in the dugout and broke a bone of the pinky on his non-pitching, his right hand. And that incident, and if you talk to people that know Rogers, hello, there will be no shutout. That ball is crushed down the line and left. It is gone, a 2-run shot. And Andruw Jones, who has 27 during the regular season, has put the National League on the board in a big way. That was every bit as crushed as Tejada's back in the second. Second in his career in an All-Star game, and that was majestic.
Talked about it earlier, 13 home runs in the month of June, 15 since June 1st. And I was thinking that for a game to come in under the